Yeah, good morning. So in last class, we discussed about registration, right? So in that same program, so today we will see the login page. So last time what we did, we created a login activity, but we not designed anything in this, right? So that we will continue here today. So for login to create a login activity, so from this main, so I'll copy this UI as it is. Just I'll paste here because here also I want to create a similar material kind of UI. So that's the reason I copy pasted here. Right. So this I'll change as a login, and this also I'll change as a login. Then so password is required, email is required, but this user ID is not required, right? So this user ID one, we will remove the code here. So this is not required. I'll change here. That is instead of register here, we will change login here. So I'm changing that as a login here. Done. So on top of this here, this we used to change as instead of main activity, this you need to change as a login. Right. So the data binding and everything, it is already here. Right. So now we goes to here and we can enable the yeah. So where binding, where binding column activity main binding. So that is, oh sorry, this is activity second, right? So activity second binding equal to no, right? Then here binding equal to data binding util dot dot. So I have created like this. Right here we have to write this. So now we will import this binding. So meanwhile we will test that API. So to test that API, I'm opening the Postman. So this is the API. So when I'm trying, so it is saying that saved successfully, right? So in case if we give here a wrong password, So here we will see, like we try different methods. Maybe it is like here this API we will try to see. First here, if you want to try that API, first we use to import this. So still that import has not been. Let's clean the project. So even for this, just like that will come. So most of these things like similar. So from here, even I can copy paste this code. So this will work here, right? So here I'm pasting that code. So with small modifications, this code will work. So first of all, this is the binding. So binding dot here we changed ID as a login, right? Login registration. So the JSON object is okay. So this is the key is not required. So here email. So that is email. This is the one. So here key as that's so the base URL is common. This will change. Base URL is up to till test. It is common. So base URL is common. Right. We supposed to copy the base URL from here, right? So on a top, I'll copy this base URL and I'll paste here my base URL. Done. So the next step here. So we go to interface. So here a sample interface. Even here also, I'll copy this. I'll paste this here. Instead of this register, it's a login run. See, if you want here, you can see it is a login run.php. So that I changed. Here, instead of create user, I'll say this is the login user. So instead of create response, here I'll change as a login response. Right. Now with this login response, we supposed to create a one Pojo class. That is a last time how we created the Java. Similar here, you can create Java and we later will convert into the. So I created Java. Now copy this, go to browser here, JSON to Pojo. Right here you can. So JSON to JSON, preview. So this is created here, right? Copy, paste here. So done. Now this we will convert it to the select Control A, Alt, Control Shift, Alt A. So it is converting into this. Right, like this. Done. Now back to here. So here we supposed to modify a few things. So that is first here. Instead of this create user, here it should change as a login. Right. So this we use to change as a login response. So here in a multiple places. So login response, right? Even in here also login response. So this we use to change as a login, 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 login. Right. So almost all clear except this data binding code. Okay, this is not a second. I forgot. Just login, right? That's the reason it's not creating this activity login. Done. So data binding also created. This everything is created here. But once you have successful login, here you used to go to menu page, like different page. There we will add something else. So that is like I'm treating as a menu page or home page or dashboard. Like let us say dashboard. So the dashboard page. So now with this, copy this, and here we create a new activity. So empty views activity. So created on activity. Now we can run this. So that now the registration and login both will work. That once this credit field has completed, we will run. Now here we will see login, the registration first. After that registration, login. After that, normally Every application will contain first login page. After from there, if it is a new user, redirected to registration page, and the launching page should be that, right? So afterwards, that we will modify in this now. See the UI as it is launched. So now here, let me try. So my username is Jamie. So gmail.com. Write password 1234. Done. So now register successfully. Right here I'm login a@gmail.com. Here 1234. Right. Let me try. So login successfully. So we are redirected to this page. Right. Now, so what I'm expecting? I'm expecting the login page as first, and from there I need a one direction to this registration. So for that, what I'll do is, so here in login page, right? After this button, after this button, I have to create one text view. So that is match parent, grab content, text, new user, register here. Right. So for this, I'm giving one ID. So that is new user. Right. So then for this, we used to give a listener. So gives it text. Text DSP, so that can be select. So for this now, I want to write listener here. So before this, binding that. So new user dot set on click listener. Right. So where binding, sorry, where intent equal to intent of this at the rate login. Then from here we used to go to main active, colon class dot Java. Right. So the next here start activity of intent. Done. So intent has created here. Then now what should I do? Here we used to change this intent filter, right? So this I'm changing as a main activity. Here I'm changing as login activity. So that what happens, the login activity will first launch. This I created as a launch, right? Now I'm running this application. See, we will see here now. That will change. That will first login page will come. See, login page has came first. So from here you want to redirect, you can redirect from here. This is done. So here, gmail.com. Password is 1234. Right. I'm clicking on login. So perfectly fine. But if I press back button, it should not come this, right? So then what should I do? It should not, which after login, it should not come back to that page, right? So here, after this, and then you should write here, finish. So that it won't come back. It will close now directly the application. See, email.com, and here done. So login success. Now I'm pressing a back button here. See, application is closed like this. So it should be perfectly fine now. But here I want one thing, that is before login, I want a page. So with some kind of animation, right? So that we can say has the splash screen. So now we will create one new activity. So that activity we will say has the splash. So that is splash. See that splash. So simple, in a simple way, we will write here the splash with some kind of animation. First, we used to write here the animation. So after the animation, we should redirect. Means before that animation, like before animation, we will write how that screen will wait here few seconds. So for that, here simply I'll write that one simple runnable thread, so that with that runnable thread we can handle this splash screen here. So that is one runnable thread, that is a handler using that handler method, handler dot, that is the post delayed thread, post delayed, the post delayed here, that is runnable. So within this here I define has, so 5000 is 5 milliseconds, right? So just we can import this handler, and here we will write one intent, and we can run this. I think this import has wrong. Yeah, this is correct. So now here I'm writing that var intent. Intent. So intent of this at the rate splash. So from here, we're used to redirect here login, right? So I want to redirect it to login dot class dot show dot. So then next here start activity of intent. So this login is the capital, right? So we can import this. Done. Now in manifest, we need to change this as the splash, right? So we used to change here, it is the splash, and where the splash is set, that we will change as the login. Right now I'm running, we will see here now. So see, I'll reopen this. See, it is waited some time. After some time, it is back to this place, right? So this is the one thing, like here. What I'm expecting here is instead of empty page, there I want some kind of animation. So how that animation we will do? So that we will see here now. So to do that animation here now, simply here first, in here we used to create one animation resource, that is the directory, that is directory name called anim. So I have created one directly name, that is the anim. So within this now we used to create one animation resource, right? So right click on that particular folder here, animation resource. So the animation name I have writing as rotate. So I have to create an animation as rotate. Means like we will take one image, so that image can be rotate 0 to 360 and back again the 360 to 0. Then that after that this page will go to the next step. So that animation here will write. So to write that animation here, we used to write few things. So that is like this animation rotate means this we can say simply that clockwise. So here too I'm writing for the rotate functionality. So this is from degree 0 and 2 degree 360. It starts from 0 to 360. And next here, so pivot X 50% means it will occupy only the 50% of the space, extra space what the image has occupied. So that animation could be looking good. Otherwise, it will be rounded on around the screen. And here now we used to give this Android duration equal to, so duration. So here I'll write the 5 milliseconds. Right, 5 milliseconds. Then again I need one more rotation. That is, this is the clockwise. This is clockwise, and this is, here it is the anti-clockwise. This is anti-clockwise. So from degrees 360, this is 0. Even for this duration also that. But here one thing we used to write. So start of time. So that start of time we used to define, because once that animation has stopped, then it should start. So that is a start of set. Start of set equal to, so after 5 like this. Now here splash. So here we used to define that animation. So how can I define this animation here? So if you want some kind of animation, first of all, here I want to add some layout. So here I'm changing this to relative layout, right? So within this relative layout, I want to take one image here, image view, grab content, src, right? Src IC launcher. So I'll take that is a ID. So IV, then central vertical true, central horizontal true. Like I want that exactly the center of the page. Then here we will apply data binding for this. So data binding, done. So here we applied the data binding here like this. Now back to splash. So here now first we will define the data binding. So that is wire binding column. So that is activity splash binding null, right? Here date binding equal to, so data binding util dot, right? So here we will take this, right? So before this, now we used to write the animation. So how to write this animation? To write an animation, so here I am defining some animation column animation. So modify condition, right? So here now animation equal to, from the animation utils. So animation util start load animation. So that is this at the rate splash. So what is the animation we define? R dot anim dot rotate. This is the animation we support. So this for which component we used to map binding dot IV dot start animation. Start animation of what is the animation above dictated, that animation, right? So then this used to change as a 10. Means once that animation process has completed, then it should back to that, right? So now I'm running this, so you will see this out. So first it will come animation, that animation will wait 10 seconds. After the 10 seconds, now this page will go back to the next screen. See, the animation is rotating here. Now it is back. Let us say just I told in while writing the animation, right? So I'm removing these two. So what happens now? We can see. So just now it is properly rotated within a screen where the image has saved. Like so now see how that rotating here. So this is reverse is properly, but for that here it is rotating very length. So to do that here, that pivot x 50% means if you give like even 25% of second if in case if you give like that, it will be created with very lesser x. Right. So now the one shape it has created. So that is like normally in a regular project base, like project will be created as like a splash screen first from the splash. So the next is the login. So after the login, it has created like this, right? It is okay. But now, next I want session management. So, what is session management? Nowadays, if we open the um, login page, Gmail, Facebook, and even other credit card apps. So if you open any of the apps, so that are for the first time, those all are asking login. After that, not asking login, directly it is going to the home page, right? So that also we supposed to implement here this. So to implement that here, we will use the concept called shade preferences. So the shade preferences can do many things. One is it can save the data and it can pass the data and the entire application between the activities. That is one. And the other is so that is like here while we are saving the data means while we are saving the data, that data we can access here in the entire application, like means transfer the data. So intents. Using intent also we can transfer the data, but using intent we can pass the data only one level. But using this, we can pass the data to multiple levels. So that we're supposed to do here. This. So that how that is happening. So that we will see in the next class. After that, in a menu page, we will create a recycler view. That is from the data binding. We will create a recycler. From the retrofit, we'll create a recycler view that we will see there. So till this, you can practice that we will see next.